Hi folks, David Waring here again with InformedTrades.com and today's lesson of the day. In our last lesson we learned about the world's major money centers as well as some of the different characteristics of the 3 8-hour trading sessions which make up the 24-hour Forex trading day. In today's lesson we're going to continue our Forex trading course with a look at the world's main currencies which we're going to be learning how to trade throughout the rest of this course. So let's get started.
Although there's been much press recently about the US dollar losing its status, there's no doubt that as of this lesson and most likely for the foreseeable future, the US dollar still reigns supreme over all other currencies in the world. The price for the majority of traded commodities such as oil is quoted in US dollars, and the US dollar represents over 60% of the world's currency reserves, or the currency held by central banks to back their liabilities. These facts, combined with the fact that the U.S. economy is by far the largest economy in the world, has resulted in a market where over 80% of all currency transactions involve the U.S. dollar. As you can probably imagine after hearing this, currency traders pay heavy attention to what is happening with the U.S. economy, as this has a very direct effect not only on the U.S. dollar, but on every other currency in the world as well. The rising power of the currency world is the euro, which was introduced in 1999 as part of an overall plan to unify Europe into something known as the European Union. In short, the differing laws and currencies of the different European countries were making them less competitive in the global marketplace. To try and fix this problem and create one entity with a common set of laws and a common currency, 15 countries joined what is now referred to as the European Union, and 12 of these countries adopted the euro as their common currency. While the economy of the individual countries that make up the eurozone don't come anywhere close to the size of the U.S. economy, when combined into one eurozone economy they do, and therefore some say the euro will eventually rival or even replace the dollar as the main currency of the world. Japan, which has the second largest individual economy in the world, has the third most actively traded currency, the Japanese yen. After experiencing impressive growth in the 60s, 70s, and early 80s, Japan's economy began to stagnate in the late 1980s and has yet to fully recover. To try and stimulate economic growth, the Central Bank of Japan has kept interest rates close to zero, making the Japanese yen the funding currency for many carry trades, something which we will learn more about in later lessons. It's also important to understand at this stage that Japan is a country with few natural resources and an export-oriented economy, so it relies heavily on energy imports and international trade. This makes the economy and the currency especially susceptible to moves in the price of oil and rising or slowing growth in the major economies which it trades with. While the United Kingdom is a member of the European Union, it was one of the 3 countries that opted out of joining the European Monetary Union, which is made up of the 12 countries that did adopt the euro. The UK's currency is known as the pound sterling and is a well-respected currency of the world because of the central bank's reputation for sound monetary policy. Next in line is Switzerland's currency, the Swiss franc. While Switzerland is not one of the major economies of the world, the country is known for its sound banking system and Swiss bank accounts, which are basically famous for banking confidentiality. This, combined with the country's history of remaining neutral in times of war, makes the Swiss franc a safe haven currency, or one which attracts capital flows during times of uncertainty. When traded against the US dollar, the euro, yen, pound, and Swiss franc make up what is known as the major currency pairs, something which we're going to learn more about in upcoming lessons. For the purposes of this course, we're going to focus on currencies that trade actively 24 hours a day, allowing the trader to move in and out of positions during the trading week at any time as he or she pleases. Although not considered part of the major currencies, there are 3 other currencies in addition to the ones that we just listed, which trade actively 24 hours a day as well and will therefore be covering in this course. Known as the commodity currencies because of the fact that they are natural resource-rich countries, the Australian, New Zealand, and Canadian dollars are the final 3 currency pairs which we're going to be covering. Also known as the Aussie, the Australian dollar is heavily dependent on the price of gold, as the Australian economy is the third largest producer of gold in the world. As of this lesson, interest rates in Australia are also among the highest in the industrialized world, creating a significant demand for Australian dollars from speculators looking to profit from the high yield the currency and other Australian denominated assets offer. Like the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar, which is also known as the Kiwi, is heavily dependent on commodity prices, with commodities representing over 40% of the country's total exports. The economy is also heavily dependent on Australia, who is its largest trading partner. Like Australia as well, as of this lesson, New Zealand also has one of the highest interest rates in the industrialized world, creating a significant demand from speculators in this case as well. Last but not least is the Canadian dollar, or otherwise affectionately known as the loonie. Like its commodity currency brothers, the Canadian economy and therefore the currency is also heavily linked to what happens with commodity prices. Canada is the fifth largest producer of gold, and while only the 14th largest producer of oil, unbeknownst to most, it is also the largest foreign supplier of oil to the United States. Its relationship to the U.S. does not end here either, as the country exports over 80% of its goods to the United States, making the economy and the currency very susceptible to what happens with not only commodity prices, but to the overall health of the United States economy as well. That's our lesson for today. In our next lesson, we're going to introduce the Forex trading platform so we can begin learning how to place some trades using paper money as we learn more about the foreign exchange market and potential ways to profit from the movement in the world's main currencies. So we hope to see you then. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them in the comment section below. And good luck with your trading.